रत्नैकल्पितमासनं हिमजलैः स्नानं च दिव्याम्बरम् नानारत्नविभूषितं मृगमदा मोदाङ्कितं चन्दनम् जाती चम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितं धूपं च पुष्पं तथा दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम् सौवर्णे नवरत्नखण्डरचिते पात्रे घृतं पायसम् भक्ष्यं पञ्चविधं पयोदधियुतं रम्भाफलं पानकम् शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलम् ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु छत्रं चामरयोर्युगं यजनकं च आदर्शकं निर्मलम् वीणाभेरिमृदङ्गकाहलकला गीतं च नृत्यं तथा साष्टाङ्गं प्रणतिस्फुतिर्बहुविधा ह्येतः समस्तं मया सङ्कल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां गृहाण प्रभो आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामतिः सपरिजनाः प्राणा शरीरं गृहम् पूजा ते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः सञ्चारपदयो प्रदक्षिणविधिः स्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरो यद्यत् कर्म करोमि दत्तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम् करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधम् विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो ॐ श्रीमात्रे नमः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ everybody. Because of the Kartika Masam, this is written by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya Shiva Manasa Stotram. So that's why I said let's do the whole prayer. And now with this we are entering into Shivananda Lahari, that is also written by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. We are so fortunate in Kartika Masam we are doing the Shivananda Lahari. All mothers and mother and father's blessings. Jagatha Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau. Both of them are mother and father for the whole universe, for everybody. So now Shankaracharya has written 100 shlokas about Lord Shiva, 100 shlokas for Mother Parvati Devi. Mother Parvati Devi 100 shlokas are Saundarya Lahari, that we have seen elaborately. Now we are seeing the 100 shlokas for Lord Shiva. So now we are in finished 61 shlokas. Today we are entering into 62nd shloka, 6-2. 6-2 and 6-3, both of them are talking about the bhakti. Majority are bhakti pravaham. That is what all these 100 shlokas are. Like a bunch of grapes. Each grape gets sweeter and sweeter. In the same way, all these shlokas are getting sweeter and sweeter. And now, with this introduction, We are entering into 62nd shloka. Let us chant together, staying in mute. आनन्दाश्रुभिरातनोति पुलकम् नैर्मल्यतश्चादनम् वाचा शङ्खमुखस्थितैश्च जठरापूर्तिम् चरित्रामृतैः रुद्राक्षैर्भसितेन देववपुषो रक्षां भवद्भावना पर्यङ्के विनिवेश्य भक्तिजननी भक्तार्भकं रक्षति. This is another beautiful shloka. First, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, like always, gives a metaphor or example. So that way, our mind can get attached to it, get connected to it, and get tuned for it. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji knows our mind. Our mind is very fickle, very chamchalam. Vayoriva sudushkaram. It is like a wind, very hard to get hold of it, and constantly moving, goes towards the world and worldly desires, ego and egocentric desires, Vishaya Sakti, Vishaya Vancha. It just slips like that. So that is why Bhagavan gives a beautiful metaphor. Here, the beautiful is here bringing Bhakti Mata. In olden days, nowadays we don't see this in mothers, in normal mothers, but in olden days, how the mothers are in Shankaracharya's time. What mother does is, usually what mothers do for the baby, they really pick up the baby and sing songs. While picking up, they are very, very happy. Very, very happy. Ananda Srubhirata Noti Pulakam. Like that, they are very happy holding the baby. They don't have to do anything, just holding the baby. They are very happy. And then we will see with the bhakti also. Nairmalyataschadanam. And give nice blanket, soft, nice blanket. They used to use the old saris, cotton. Those days are only cotton. Nice cotton cloth, and keep for the baby, like a protection from all the insects and everything. Cover with the baby. Vacha shankha mukhasthitaischa jatara purtim. This is the metaphor. We'll see with the Bhakti Mata. Then you can really enjoy. What mother does is, take olden days we call Vugguginna or Gokarnam. It's like a small vessel, and bring the milk or whatever has to be feed to the baby. They used to pour in that and feed the baby. Those days bottles were not there. So that is why this younger generation will not even know what it is. But I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Vugguginna, otherwise it looks like a Gokarnam, it is called Shankha Mukhai, that is what it is. And slowly feeds the baby, because you cannot feed the baby all of it at once. Jatara Purtim, and then baby gets very nice and sleepy and feels full. And then mother is always afraid of drishti, nazar, or negativities. And then she put some kind of a raksha, to black beads or like black bead, like that. That is why here Rudrakshair Bhasitena Deva Vapusho Raksham Bhavad Bhavana. Then she puts like a Rudraksha and all that, mother, for not to take get the nazar. And then slowly she put the baby in the cradle. Paryanke viniveshya. Then what the mother does is Janani. Now the mother puts in the baby in the cradle, and then just by slowly the baby sleeps. So basically what mother does is lift the baby and gives a nice bath and lift the baby. While lifting, she gets so happy and then covers with nice clothes and then feed the baby with a that Vuguginna or the Shankha Mukha, like that, Gokarnam, and then sings nice songs, and then put some kind of Rudraksha or Vibhuti. That way, the baby will not get the nazar, dishti. And then slowly put the baby into the cradle, and slowly the baby sleeps. This is the metaphor. In this same way, now let us see here the Mata is the nothing but Bhakti Janani. Bhakti is the mother. What Bhakti mother does is Bhakti Janani to the devotee. What she does is Ananda Srubhirata Noti Pulakam. Whenever devotee thinks about Bhakti, he feels very happy. All the tears comes out with joy, out of joy. If the tears does not come, pulakinta means goosebumps does not come, that means there is a long way to go for the devotion. So there is a gap between the bhakti, devotion, and this. That's why Bhakti Janani brings all these. What are those? Tears from the eyes, listening to the Bhakta stories, or listening about Lord Shiva's glory, Katha, Charita, Mahima, Guna, Leela, and Rupam, Namam, Mantram, anything, and all of it. If you do not get the tears or goosebumps, there is a gap. That's what Bhakti Janani does. They make sure she gives it. It happens automatically. So that's why Ananda Shrubhirata Noti Pulakam Ananda Shruvulu. That is why it is the wetness, that ardrata in the heart. That's what brings out, comes out. And then Nirmalyatas Chadanam. The chadanam means the cover. How the baby covered the baby, mother covered the baby. In the same way, what Bhakti Janani does it, makes our mind purification of mind takes place. Purify our mind. Whatever dirt, whatever negativities or whatever impurities are there, she removes them and then gives the happiness. Vacha Shankha Mukha Sthitaischa Jatara Purtim Charitramrutaihi. And then what Bhakti Janani does is conch of words, that Shankha Mukha means conch of words. She gives all the Shiva Charitram, Charitra, Katha, everything. Charitra Mrutaihi, that is nothing but nectar. That is why we are all enjoying all this Shivananda Lahari. Lahari means like a wave. Each shloka is a wave. Ananda. Each shloka brings us the Anandam. About whom? Lord Shiva. Saundarya Lahari. Lahari is like a wave. Each shloka is like wave. Saundaryam means beauty. Their mother's beauty, mother's gunaganas, mother's qualities, all the softness, sweetness, all of them. So that's what, with that, she will keep giving the knowledge with that Shankam. Shankam here means that Nadam, Shankha Nadam. I'm sure you must have heard that word. Shankha Nadam. That's what. And then what happens to the devotee? Jatara Purtim. The belly gets filled and heart gets filled up, mind gets filled up, and then the physical body gives the pulakinta, goosebumps. So that's what happens. That's what Bhakti Janani does. And physically, mentally, intellectually, psychologically, and then spiritually, all levels, Bhaktar Bhakam, this Bhakti baby gets satisfied and gets all level Bhaktar Bhakam Rakshati. In all levels, he gets the protection. So that's what Vacha Shankha Mukha Sthitaischa Jatara Purtim Charitramrutaihi. And then not only filling up everything, not only gives the joy and happiness, then she takes care of the bhakti, bhaktar bhakam. Here, devotee. Devotee is the child for Bhakti Janani. That is why Bhaktar Bhakam, Rakshati, protects. In which way? Rudrakshair-bhasitena deva vapusho raksham bhavadbhavanam. She uses two to protect the baby. What are those? One is Rudraksha. Another one is Vibhuti, Bhasitam, Vibhusi. That just now our Kalarani Gari devotee, Bhaktar Bhakam. All devotees we are child of mother. So we are all children of Bhakti Janani. She was mentioning about all these Ujjaini, Vibhuti Seva. We all got the goosebumps. So that's why Rudrakshair Bhasitena. She is listening from Ujjaini. That is Dwadasha Jyotirlingas, one of them. And with those, keep the Rudraksha and put the Vibhuti, both of them. And then they Vapusho Raksham Bhavad Bhavana. That's the only way she protects this. Bhakti Janani protects this Bhaktar Bhakam, Bhakti baby. And then doing all this, what she Mother Bhakti Janani does is Paryanke Viniveshya. Slowly that Uyala, that cradle, what is that Uyala? Gives all the Shiva Charitra, Shiva Katha, and Shiva Puranam, all that here keeps in Shiva's lap. That Paryankam is nothing but Shiva's lap. She takes, Bhakti Janani takes this Bhaktar Bhakam, Bhakti child, takes it to Shiva's lap. And then slowly, he goes to Samadhi, goes into meditation, slowly goes to Samadhi. That's what Bhakti Janani does. Paryanke Viniveshya, Bhakti Janani Bhaktar Bhakam Rakshati. She protects this Bhakti baby, Bhaktar Bhakam, in all level. So that's what she protects in all levels, in every angle. And this the Rudraksha also say so many are there. So many Ekamukhi and so many one kind of mukham, like a face, like a hole or whatever. So many are there. It seems there are about 1100 types when Shiva Purana has written those days. But now we don't know. But there are, it looks like almost now 14, 1, 2, 3, like that, up to 14 they are available right now in Rudrakshas. And then each one has its own effects and own results. So that is why Rudraksha. And then Bhasmadharana is also very important. Many of them, Shiva Bhaktas, you all know, they put this way, the three lines in the horizontal way, Vishnu Bhakta also, they put that in a vertical way. That is the remembrance of Vishnu Pada. See how beautiful it is? They look like, actually, if you notice, they look like Padas. They are Vishnu Padas. Here, Bhasma is the horizontal way, is also 3. There is a beautiful significance is also there. What the 3 lines represent for is, each line has 9 devatas. Each line has 9 devatas. Means there are 3 lines. 9 times 3, you all know math, 27 devatas are there. So 27 devatas, if we put it on our forehead, all the 27 devatas are protecting us. Raksha, Rakshati. That means we have 27 stars. And each star has 4 padas. That I will tell you, but first we all have 27 stars. All of us are, each one of us are born in one nakshatram, like Ashwini, Bharani, Chitta, Shatabhisha, or Vishakha, or Shravana nakshatram, whatever it is, Makha, like that. Whatever nakshatram, we are all born. Each one has our own nakshatram, depends on our birth time. Even if you don't know, if you know the birth time, astrologer can tell us which star we are born in. So that is 1.927. Whatever day or time we are born, automatically we get protected, even we know or we don't know. When we wear the vibhuti. And second point, I'm just adding one more. Each nakshatra has 4 padas, 4 quarters. 27 times 4 is 108. So that is why we do Ashtottara Shatanamavali for any god or goddesses. Ashtottara Shatanamavali, 108 names we chant. Namaha, 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 and then we do the prayer, Ashtottaram. So that is the significance. So now we know we'll get protected. That is why even Rudraksha also, the Vibhuti also, there are so many. See, we have 32 body parts. They put the Vibhuti, 32. Some people are chest here and there, and both hands, and then the neck and everywhere. 3 hands also, and 3 put 36. And then some, they put 16, 8 or 5. And then you see it in the Kumbh Mela or in other places. What do you see? Whole body they put this vibhuti. That is called buddhudanam. Buddhudanam. They put whole body. I'm just telling you the vibhuti process. And Rudraksha we have seen. This is very good to know. Nice way, then we don't get, why are they doing that? They want to get the protection from Lord Shiva. See, for example, I will give you might think, why do we need this dress up is important? Yes, it is important. The example is the soldier or the policeman or the doctor or lawyer. They all wear the uniform. Why? When they wear the uniform, they are connected to their profession. Whatever their profession they are in, that connection takes place. Soldier, automatically they I have to protect my country. And then the police, I am protect the people. I am the service. I am in service. I have to protect the people. In the same way, when we wear the Rudraksha, When we put the vibhuti, those are all for devotees' qualities. Then automatically mind is prepared for all this. That is why we have the prayer room. Mind goes automatically get connected. Automatically mind gets peaceful. Shanti comes. The agitation goes down. So this is why all this is why everything we have to do. That is why dress code is very, very important. So all this vibhuti and then rudraksha. So that's why we have seen what Bhakti Janani does very elaborately, so beautifully. Our scriptures are saying that is why Shivo Data, Shivo Bhokta, Shiva Sarvamidam Jagat, Shiva Sarvani Bhutani, Shiva Danyat Nakinchana. Everything is Lord Shiva. Everywhere Lord Shiva. Shiva is the enjoyer, Shiva is the giver, and Shiva is the Sarvamidam Jagat. Everywhere he is pervaded by Lord Shiva. Shiva means mother is also included. They are always together. We should not separate. Because Shiva Bhagavan gave her half body. Always they are together. Shiva and Shakti. And Shiva, Sarvani Bhutani, all beings are nothing but Shiva. Shiva Danyat Nakinchana. There is none other than Shiva. There is not even a single bit or one atom without without the Shiva. That is why everything Shiva, auspiciousness, Shivoham. All the shlokas takes us to Shivoham. Aham Shivaha. I am that auspiciousness. I am Shiva. I am Aham Brahmasmi. This means I am that absolute truth. That is what Vedantin says, Brahman, consciousness, that self I am. So each shloka takes us to that level, giving us the metaphor, examples, and creating the bhakti. Bhakti Janani. Bhakti is really absolute necessary. Even in Bhagavatam, Narada Bhakti, Narada Muni and Bhakti Janani has the beautiful dialogue. Without the Bhakti, there is no Jnanam and no Vairagyam. Vairagyam means dispassion, Jnanam means knowledge. Bhakti means love. Love for God. Whenever there is love, we will do anything and everything. Isn't it true? Isn't it right? Whenever because we do everything for all our children, grandchildren. Why? We love them so much. That is called bhakti towards them. If we have bhakti towards mother and father, Shiva and Parvati, what happens? Slowly, slowly we listen about them, we talk about them, we hear about them, we do puja for them. Then what happens? Knowledge. Bhagavan gives the knowledge. Satsangas will come. Shravana sadhana will happen. Then knowledge will increase. And then Vairagyam. Vairagyam means what? Towards world. Don't think Vairagya means I have to put jata jutam and leave my saris or wear worn out clothes. No. We are all in Grihasthashramam. We have to dress up nicely, develop the Vairagyam towards the world, worldly people. That is called Vairagyam. That is a dispassion. How do we develop that? With Bhakti. Bhakti Mata makes sure we are in the right direction. That is why Bhagavatam says, Ahaituki apratihata bhakti. Causeless bhakti means without any cause. Unconditional bhakti. Ahaituki, no reason, causeless bhakti. Apratihata. means without any obstacle or obstructions. Ajyadharaya srotasa samam. Even Ramana Maharshi says in Upadeshasara, how we pour the water or oil continuously, that is how it should be the bhakti. Ahaituki apratihata. And then Bhakti Mata. That's why then she protects all of us. We are all Bhaktarbhakam. Bhakti Janani Bhaktarbhakam Rakshati. The Bhakti Janani, mother of Bhakti, protects all the children. Bhaktarbhakam means devotees. Devotees are her children. Everybody is children, especially if they have bhakti, mother will takes care of them because they are believing in them, mother. So that is why Rakshati protects. So now we have seen elaborately what Bhakti Janani does. And now let us chant the shloka and enter into next shloka. आनन्दाश्रुभिरातनोति पुलकम् नैर्मल्यतश्चादनम् वाचा शङ्खमुखस्थितैश्च जठरा पूर्तिम् चरित्रामृतैः रुद्राक्षैर्भसितेन देववपुषो रक्षाम् भवद्भावना पर्यङ्के विनिवेश्य भक्तिजननी Bhaktarbhakam Rakshati. And then next shloka is the greatest devotee story. What they do, how they behave, what they can do anything. In front of their bhakti, nothing matters. Bhakti kimna karoti. Aho, what bhakti does. Bhakti can do anything and everything. What not? Everything. Aho, Ascharyam, wonder. That is what 63rd shloka. And there is a beautiful story is also there. After a long time, we are getting into the story. Now let us chant 63rd shloka. Margavartita paduka pashupatehe angasya kurchayate गण्डूषाम्बुनिषेचनं पुररिपोः दिव्याभिषेकायते किञ्चिद्भक्षितमांसशेषकबळम् नव्योपहारायते भक्तिः किं न करोत्यहो वनचरो भक्तावतंसायते. Now it is talking about a Vanacharaha. Vanacharaha means who moves, who roams around in the forests. He lives there. That is what Vanacharaha means. This Vanacharaha is a great devotee. That is none other than Bhakta Kannappa. His name is Tinnadu. That is what his parents named him, Tinnadu. Tinnadu means straightforwardness, arjavam, rujutvam. Straight, in everything is straight. Rujutvam is a great quality. Arjavam, rujutvam, straightforwardness. There is no crookedness. It means no ill thoughts about anybody or anybody. Straightforwardness. That is why Arjuna, Rujutvam, straightforwardness. So that's what this Tinnadu is his name. But later on he became Kannappa and then Bhakta Kannappa. Many of the Telugu people would know about this story, but and then it comes in Shiva Puranam also. He is a great Nayanar. Nayanar means Shiva Bhaktas. They are called Shiva Bhaktas. There are about 63 Nayanars. According to some, maybe they are more. That's what I heard. 63 Nayanars, and then the Bhakta Kannappa is the one of them. Alvar are called Vishnu Bhaktas. They are 12, main are 12 of them. That is where Kulashekar Alvar. All of them are men except Goda Devi. Goda Devi is the Vishnu Bhakta. Now, after Kartika Masam, Margashira Masam comes, Goda Devi Puja is done very well, Dhanur Masam comes. So that's why that they are called Alvars. Goda Devi is one of them. Shiva Bhaktas are called Nayanars. And now, and before we enter into the story, I will give you one more point. There are many lingas are there, Jyotirlingas are there, there are 12 of them. And then there are 5 lingas for Panchabhutas. Akasha Tattvam, Chidambaram, that is the city. And Vayu Tattvam, that is for Sri Kalahasti. This is the story we are going to take up from the city Sri Kalahasti. And then third one is the fire. Fire is nothing but Arunachalam. That is where the Shivalinga. That's the for fire. These are all symbolism and the significance. And then fourth one is water. Jalalinga is in Jambukeshwaram, Akhilandeshwari. Jambukeshwarudu, Akhilandeshwari. Shiva and Parvati. And then Prithvi Tattvam, earth. That is in Kanchi. Ekambareshwarudu, Mother Kanchi Kamakshi. So these are all for 5 elements. All Panchabhuta Tattvam. So that's why this Kalahasti for Vayulingam. And there is a name itself has a beautiful significance. Sri means the spider, Salepurugu. Kala means snake. And then Hasti means elephant. They are all great devotees. All of them. That is why Bhagavan named this city named after Sri Kalahasti. That those great devotees, all of them are animals. One is spider, one is snake, one is elephant. And then that Kannappa, Bhakta Kannappa, and then that Tinnadu story takes place here. And first let me tell you the story. Then when we get into the shloka, we just have to put in all these puzzles, that's all. Then you will understand better also. What happened is, this hunter, Vanacharo, this boy was born in hunter's family. Parents are also very devoted. That boy also has a devotion towards Lord. And then recently, there are so many movies also came up long time ago. Recently also, a movie came up. But in that movie, they showed in different way that as though he is not a devotee. But according to some Puranas, it shows he is a great devotee. And then he's a hunter, he went for a hunter. One day in the afternoon, he got a dream. Shiva appeared in his dream and then told him, I am right there in that forest, go all the way, and then I am in the Shivalinga form, and you will see under the tree and take care of me. That is the one version. And one version is, and Shiva also gave him the signals that I am staying there in the faraway forest, but this boy did not know. And then Shiva came as a Adavi Pandi, the forest pig. And then his boy is chasing after this forest pig, Adavi Pandi, to hunt. And then slowly on the hunting, he wanted to hunt this Adavi Pandi, but he forgot about it. Why he came, he forgot his purpose when he saw the Shiva Bhagavan's lingam. So this version is also there. Anyway, whatever it is, in the forest, he saw the Shiva Lingam. That is absolutely true. And then he saw that Shivalingam under a tree. There is nothing there. Then he felt very, very sad and bad. He said, I have to take care of this Shivalingam. Nobody is feeding him, and there is no protection, and I have to give him water, and I have to feed him. That's all he is. Ananya Bhakti, unwavering devotion towards Lord Shiva. Ananya Bhakti, Ekanta Bhakti, Para Bhakti, Supreme Bhakti, ultimate Bhakti. Then he was thinking what to do. What he did is, right away, Margavartita Paduka. Pashupate is the Lord Shiva. We are all Pashus. He is the Lord of all Pashus. That is why he is the Pashupati. And then right away what he did is, he has a slippers on his feet. And then with the slippers, the feet itself, and then Angasya Kurchayate. He said, I have to clean Lord Shiva first. Kurchayate means that is like a asanam, uh, the cleaning. Kurchat means asana visheshat. That's what Bhagavan Shankaracharya write, asana visheshat. I have to clean up the Lord Shiva and then give him some asanam. That is what he decided. With his whatever feet only, he started cleaning. Those feet are with the shoes. He walked all around, everywhere in the forest, all places. And then he just took out all the malinyam for Lord Shiva. This is the ultimate devotion, Ananya Bhakti, cleaned everything. And then he said, okay, I cleaned Lord Shiva, and now I have to do much more cleaning with water. Cleared all the dirt. Now he has to bring the water. How he brought the water? Gandu Shambu Nishechanam Puraripoho. Puraripoho is also name for Lord Shiva. Pashupate also the name for Lord Shiva. And then there is a Swarnamukhi river nearby. Then he brought the water because he did not have any vessels. What he did is he brought the water through his mouth and then just ran to Shivalinga and poured that water through his mouth. That is like Shiva felt as though he is doing the Divya Abhishekayate. He is doing a divine Abhishekam to Lord Shiva. That's what Lord Shiva felt. So this is how he thinks he is cleaning and doing the Abhishekam to Lord Shiva. And then Naivedyam now. Kinchit bhakshita mamsa sesha kabalam navyopaharayate. What he did is, he is in the forest. In the forest only you get all the animals. He also eats hunt the animals and eats. Then he said, okay, let me get the animal flesh and feed Lord Shiva. And then he really got one nice animal and then really cooked so well, nicely cooked and so soft. He also tasted a little bit and said, make sure it is cooked well and it is soft and it is nice and sweet. Then freshly cooked, freshly prepared. Then he navyopaharayate. Then he offered to Lord Shiva. And then every day he is doing that. Every day this is what his process, his sadhana. He is a great devotee. And then Same town, same place, there is another devotee, Shiva Kesari. He is like us. Like us means who does the 16 step puja, and then he has to do all the pushpam, dhupam, deepam, naivedjam, well cooked food with rice and whatever he eats, he gives. That is what his devotion. Here, Bhagavan is also trying to teach some pointers. That is what we eat, that's what we feed. Kannappa eats that, that's what he fed to Lord Shiva. It doesn't mean we have to go and fetch the flesh and feed and cook and no. Whatever we eat, we feed Lord Shiva. And then that is what only devotion is the utmost important. See, both of them are devotees. Every day he used to come far away, climbing everything, and then he's seeing all this. Then he was feeling so sad and bad and clearing everything. And then he requested Lord Shiva, oh Lord Shiva, what is happening? Every day it is happening. Then Lord Shiva appeared to that devotee, Shiva Kesari, and told him, see, this is what another devotee is doing to me. Devotees are so many. Devotees have so many ways to worship. You cannot condemn anybody or anything because they are all my children. Bhaktar bhakam rakshati. All of them have devotion in different way. So now, tomorrow, you come early and stay behind the tree and watch the drama. You see the Leela. Then you understand. So then this devotee Shivakesari said, okay, I will do that. Shiva Agnya lenide Chimaina Kuttadu. Ant even bite, will not bite without Shiva's Agnya, Shiva's command. And then, so next day what happened? As usual, this Kannappa made the food and brought the water from his mouth, and then freshly cooked meat in one hand and flowers in one hand, water in his mouth. All parts are used for Lord Shiva's worship. And he came, and then that moment, what he saw is the blood started coming from Lord Shiva's eye. Two eyes are there for Lord Shiva. From one eye, blood started coming. Kannappa could not take it. He said, oh Lord Shiva, what happened? Am I doing any mistake? Didn't I have the devotion? Are you not pleased with me? Are you upset with me? Why? What happened to your eye? Did you get the eye infection? Then let me treat you. Then he went to the forest and brought all the mulikas and put it on Lord Shiva, Shiva's eye. Still, the blood did not stop. Then he did not know what to do. He had only one medicine. Then Spurana came to him. See, Bhakti kimna karo chaho vanacharo. Aho, wonder. Bhakti will do anything. What Bhakti cannot do? Bhakti will do everything. He said, why don't I give my eye to Lord Shiva? Then the eye will have the infection will go, my eye I will give it to Lord Shiva. That's what he decided. He is a hunter, and then he has the sharpened bow and arrow. With that arrow, he did not even think second time. No second thoughts. Right away, instantaneously, he brought that sharp arrow and took out that eye and kept it on Lord Shiva. And he was very happy. Who? This Tinnadu, Kannappa. Very, very happy. But that happiness did not stay for a long time. Then second eye started getting the blood. Now he knows how to treat. The treatment also he knows. He has the medicine also. Both he has. Then he said, now I have to take out the other eye and keep it on Lord Shiva. But then he got the doubt. He said, if I take out my second eye, I will not be able to see where the Lord Shiva's eye, where the blood is coming, where the eye, I will not be able to see, because he's going to become blind. He will not be able to see. Before it was different matter. When he took out the first eye, he had the second eye to see. Then he put the eye right there at the right place. Then blood stopped. But now he doesn't know, both eyes will be gone. Then he said, okay, I got one idea. Everything, whatever Bhagavan gave the body parts, he is using. Keep the slippers, and then the same slipper, Margavartita Paduka, the foot with the slippers, the same foot he used to identify where the eye is. Then he kept that foot there. And he was about to take the second eye. Then Lord Shiva appeared in front of him. Why? Bhagavan Lord Shiva is Ashutoshudu. He gets pleased very easily. And then Bhakta Bandhu, Deena Bandhu. He is the relative of all the devotees. Bhaktar Bhakam Rakshati. We have seen in previous sloka. All the children, devotees' children, he protects. Then then he appeared. Oh Karnappa, oh Tinna, you do not have to do this. I am very pleased with your devotion. You do not have to take your eye. And then he gave the other eye also. He was seeing perfectly. And then Shiva's eye, blood also stopped. Bhagavan blessed this Tinnadu. Now onwards, I'm going to give you the name Kannappa. Kannu Appa. You are the Kannu means I. Kannappa, that's Bhakta Kannappa. You are the greatest devotee. That's why your name will be Bhakta Kannappa, and you are going to stay here in Srikalahasti, and people will know what the world will know about you also. And then another boon I'm going to give you is, before they feed me in Srikalahasti, they have to feed you first. Whatever they cook the Naivedyam, there they feed regular Naivedyam anyway, and then they give it to first Kannappa, offer it to Kannappa. Even the tradition goes even now. Bhakta Kannappa gets the Naivedyam first, offering first, and then they take it to Lord Shiva. So that is why he is a great devotee, Bhakta Kannappa. And now you might be wondering what happened to that Shivakesari who is watching from the behind the tree. All this Shiva Leela, the drama, remember? Lord Shiva told, I'm going to do a drama, Leela. You watch. And then Shivakesari ran towards Lord Shiva. Oh Lord Shiva, how compassionate you are. Because of this Bhakta Kannappa, I also had your darshan. I'm so blessed. So that's why both of them really got revealed and got liberation. Aikyam took place. So that other, but devotion is expressed in two different ways. That's why bhakti kim na karotyaho. Bhakti kim na karoti. Bhakti will do anything, everything. What doesn't it do? Everything it will do. Aho, ascharyam, wonder. That's what Bhagavan is saying, that Vanacharaha is Bhaktavatam Sayate. He is the greatest devotees are so many. He is the greatest devotee among the devotees. That is what this shloka is talking about. Very beautiful shlokas. These two are 62 and 63, both of them. And that's why the Dhurjati has written Sri Kalahastiswara Shatakam, 100 shlokas about Lord Shiva, Shiva Tattvam, Shiva Katha, Shiva Leela, Shiva Namam, the greatness of all these. One beautiful shloka, that way we will cover Sri Kalahasti, the spider, the snake, and the elephant. Both of them are, all three of them are great devotees. He writes a beautiful shloka on those three. He says, Ye Vedambu Patincha Luta. Luta means spider. What Vedas or what mantras have this Luta, the spider, have done? Nothing else. Only the Nipada Sevya Sakti. Nipada Samsevya Sakti means devotion to your lotus feet. That's all. Let me just chant the whole shloka and I will give you. Ye Vedam Patinchaluta Bhujangamulu Ye Shastramul Chuche Tani Vidyabhasanam Bonarche Vidyabhyasanam Bonarche Kari Chemche Mantramuhinche Bodhavirbhava Vidhanamul Chadubulun Kavu Nipada Samsevya Sakti Ekaka Jantu Samtatikin Sri Kalahastishwaram. That spider, what Vedas or mantras, nothing. She did not study anything, but she attained your abode. Why? Worshipping of your lotus feet, O Lord Shiva. Bhujangambe Shastramul Chuche. Snake, what Shastras or scriptures did the snake study? Nipada Samsevya Sakti Ekaka, thinking about your lotus feet, that's all. Tane Vidyabhyasanam Bonarche Kari. Elephant, what kind of educational process or went to the Gurukula? Nothing. Then Nipada Samsevya Sakti Ekaka, worship your lotus feet, O Lord Shiva. Chenche Mantramuhinche. Chenchu means our Kiratakudu, that hunter, Vanachara, nothing but Bhakta Kannappa. He did not do any mantras. Bodha Virbhav Vidhanamul Chaduvulayyukavu. We don't need any scripture, we don't need any education, nothing. All we need is bhakti towards Lord Shiva. Bhakti on lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Jantu Santatikin Sri Kalahastishwara. Not only spider, snake, elephant, we are all also Jantus. Because right now we do not know about Lord Shiva. Then that's why Jantu Santatikin Sri Kalahastishwara. So this is what Dasharathi Satakam, Kalahastiswara Satakam, that 100 shlokas, beautiful shlokas, Sri Kalahastiswara. 50 and 51 shlokas we saw Jyotirlinga Kshetram Sri Shailam. And now the Panchalinga, Pancha Bhuta Tattvam, Vayulingam, Sri Kalahasti. Bhagavan is Shankaracharya took us to Sri Kalahasti. This is near Tirupati. That is a great Mahakshetram. So now let us chant the shloka and conclude. Margavartita Paduka Pashupatehe Angasya Kurchayate Gandu Shambhu Nishechanam Puraripor Divyabhishekayate Kinchid Bhakshita Mamsa Sesha Kabalam Navyopaharayate Bhakti Kim Nakarotyaho Vanacharo Bhaktavatam Sayate. Mother and Parvati, Brahmaramba Sahita Sri Mallikarjuna Swami may bless us all. And then Jnana Swarupini, Mother, and then Lord Srikalahastiswara bless us all with grace of Lord Shiva. Give us the more devotion. So now, Om Sri Matre Namaha, Harihi Om, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om, everybody.